you know, what I like about what we're doing is that if we can get into the transition period, which is called TAP, the transition assistance program, and we can infuse ourselves inside of that window. That's a 24-month window. And then within that period, while you're still on active duty, we can give you a skill set. So when you get ready to leave, you're not leaving hoping that you have something to go to. You can leave with your MLO license in your back pocket. And when you do get out, and you can either work with us or you work with anybody, at that point in time, you can start earning a living before you even leave the military.
Yeah, man, I wish I had you telling me that about 6 years ago. I know there's a lot of vets that would, just hearing you say that would be a sigh of relief. Something I can have something waiting for me when I get out. Not even when I get out. It can be.
You can be doing this while you're on, because there is nothing against you doing something like this. And I'll tell you something, and you know, it's hard to say something in a group like this. And the person I'm going to say this about, because he has nothing but goodness that he wants to do for the community. And it doesn't matter whether it's veterans or not. You know, Lou is compassionate about a whole lot of things. But I tell you what, with me and talking with Lou, it, you know, because I process things. It takes me a little bit to process things. After I process what Lou was trying to do and what Lou wants to do, he's literally, if you think about it, he can change your life, or what he's talking about can change your life before you change your life. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a front runner and a forerunner to what you're wanting to do. That means the things that you just talked about, Bill, the anxiety, the wondering, the almost to some degree, guys and gals who left the military not knowing what to do and afraid of what could happen. Some of them checked out, and unfortunately, some of them did that by taking their life. And a lot of people don't think about that. That some people leave the military and will commit suicide because they felt that they've been let down. There are people that have left the military and said, okay, well, I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna, you know, try to do XYZ, and they can't do XYZ because they're new to the place they're leaving from. So then they have to pack up and go home. Some of them have to go home, and they're not solid on their feet, so they're moving into their parents' home. And some of them are taking their parents, you know, living with their parents with their wife and kids. Yep. You know, so all of that is tough to do. And like I said, with us being able to get inside the transition window, 12 to 24 months before, because the 24 months is the trigger point for when, at that point in time, you know, okay, I'm leaving, I put in my paperwork, or my paperwork is being put in, and now I know what I need to do. But a lot of times we get wrapped around all of the mandatory classes you got to go to and all this other stuff, and great information, but what do you do with it practically? But this is practical application. We can put an originator's license in your pocket. You can now start working with loan lions to build something that can put dollars in your pocket before you leave. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just the fact that you know that you can do it, and you can experience it, you can feel it, you can taste it, you can smell it, and you can show people that you're doing it. Man, that's tangible.
It's priceless.
Yeah, and
exactly.
Yeah, and every veteran has an opportunity to do VA loans with other veterans. And it's like you have an inside track on leads to qualified people. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but if I was a veteran and I knew another veteran was the realtor and another veteran was the mortgage guy, I'm going to go with the veterans. I mean,
well, you know, and with that, and with saying that, that goes to what we typically talk about as taking care of your own.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Power to that.
I'll tell you what, I went through TAP. I went through the TAP program, and it's, you know, the TAP class usually is, like you said, it's a lot of very good information. They don't just drop you on your behind. Like, but if you two had walked in, or Louis or Russ had walked in and said, basically the pitch is, you have control over making a few bucks. You're not going to be dependent on finding someone to hire you, and hopefully they give you a position that somewhat matches your military background.
There's an echo going on, Bill. So I don't know if that's you have. Yeah, do you have two things on or?
No, it's just be one. I did have a fan face. I don't know if that was causing white noise.
TAP is an excellent program. The people that are doing all these programs, they're really well-intended, awesome individuals. So this is not. This is about how do you merge what's happening in this world, the outside civilian world, business-wise, with what's happening in the military, and TAP is trying to help people with a transition. I think what we have here is an opportunity to bolt around, and give TAP what it's missing to really give veterans a way to make money. Like you guys are saying, like you're saying, no matter where, like, you don't listen. Nobody ever has to hire me, man. Straight up.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm. You nobody.
That's what it is, man.
Nobody has to hire me. I know how to make my money on the market and the mortgages and do my thing. Now clients have to hire me, right? People have to work with me. But you see the skill set. It's not rocket science. I'm no nuclear physics, dude.
Oh, it's from the.
Well, let me just pop in real quick. So the area of what, Lou, you're talking about that would be most important for us to pop into would be what TAP talks to very, 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 very broadly and very briefly. And that's being an entrepreneur.
Yep.
Going into your own business. And then even when they talk about it, they will shift it over to somebody else to talk about it, as opposed to them getting into it to talk about the things that you need to do as an entrepreneur, blah, 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 getting funding, blah, 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 blah. But so we are a niche, and we could literally be a part of a, one of the TAP programs, walk in and go, okay, so we know that you guys are getting ready to go. We know that you're ready, that you know you're already talking about updating your resume, looking at what jobs are out there, looking at where you're going to move next. What are you going to do about about money? Well, you know what? We're getting ready to address all of that right here. And one of those things is you'll never have to worry about where you're going to go to live, because this goes with you. You know what? You never have to worry about money, because if you work with us and we get you licensed, you can make money anywhere, no matter where you are. And here's how you can do it. But these are the things, in order for you to do it, this is what comes along with it. One, you got to be teachable. You got to be coachable.
And if you guys would have come in my TAPS class with that pitch, I'd have been knocking people out of the line to get up front. 100%.
I've seen your size, bro. I'm sure you can knock a couple people over pretty easy. All right. So with that said, let's transition, given the timing here.
Sure.
Tell us about your experience with being trainable in the course, because that's a major. You know, I could take someone right to, hey, this is what you need to do, a mortgage business,
right?
And, or any business, by the way. And what I have learned throughout the decades at this point is, like raising a child, raising myself, raising an adult, raising a career transition, it doesn't really fully work it doesn't work, because putting a knowledge base in your face is hit or miss, mostly useless, unless you could transition your past experience and see where it bolts in.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you've just been a parent your whole life, been at, your level of education your whole life, anything in between. If someone is not trainable, they will always, I'm going to say it this way, but I can back this up. If someone's not trainable, there will always be a victim to circumstances.
Oh, absolutely.